prepared speeches. The first speaker is Matej Miklavec, with the title being Communication Magic. Communication Magic, Matej Miklavec.
Mr. and Ms. Toastmaster, fellow members and guests. I chose a funny title today, Communication Magic. And why magic? Imagine a magician doing a magic trick. Maybe he does something with his hands, his body, or he says something, and voila, there is an instant transformation, or a move, a change. Something magical, supernatural happens. The observer might be surprised or confused, but the magician knows something more. He knows that even magic requires knowledge and a structured process. Communication can be like magic as well. It can create wonder and change, and we can be like the magician too, who knows. We can be also like the magician, who knows that it's not really magic, it's not really supernatural, but it is knowledge and a structured process which lies behind it all, and it remains hidden for the one who doesn't know it. I read a quote once that might resonate with all of you, and it said that the only good reason to ever give a speech is to change the world. We can change the world in many different ways, but the most advanced technology on this planet to change the world allows us to create clear and precise thinking and beautiful relationships, and it allows us to create passion for development of our inner resources and to develop our full inner potential, which helps us all to create a better experience of our life and the experience of life of others. This technology is called communication, and I call it a technology because we use knowledge and the process for practical purpose. And what is this practical purpose? Communication is a process where we express whatever is inside of us for others to see, hear, or feel. And why do we do that? Well, the word already says it. Communicate, to commune, to communicate, to bring people together, to share possessions or responsibilities, or simply put, to get what we want and need. The meaning of communication is the response that we get. And how do we get the response that we want? Well, first we need to know what we want. So for myself, I know I want to help others make changes so they can be more effective and feel better. But how do I get this response? With a magic trick. A magic trick that helps people think. That helps people get in contact with the innermost deep structure of their experience. It's the magic power of questioning. Being curious of what and how people think. And why should we be curious about other people? I invite you to imagine a balloon. Just a balloon. So you might be imagining an air balloon or a child holding a balloon, or maybe a soccer ball. The French call it ballon. So everyone just had probably an inner experience of this word, balloon. But it's not just this word, but their own unique version of this word balloon. But it's not just this word. Every other word also creates a unique experience for everyone. And this is how we interact with the world. We don't interact directly with the world, but we interact through our mental maps and through our feelings and interpretations of the words and everything that is outside of us. To be more effective and feel better and communicate better, these maps sometimes need an update. And the easiest way to do this is to get to know them. And how do we get to know them? By asking. But there is another trick. So we need another magic trick, and you all already know it as well. And it's called listening. But what do we listen for? Let me give you an example. It could be just words people use, like generalizations. When people say, everyone is afraid of public speaking, or maybe, I have to lose weight. We can also listen for deletions people make, like, no one cares about me, or this car is the best. You probably already intuitively know the questions to ask when people give you general and deleted information. You might ask someone, do you know someone that is not afraid of public speaking? Or what would happen if you didn't lose weight? But there's a special kind of structure that people make that is harder to notice. And these are distortions. We distort information that comes in. And this is a wonderful thing. Artists create art by distorting information. Engineers design things. And we as public speakers, we can make speeches with distortion. But distortion also helps people to feel bad or communicate ineffectively. We make meanings with distortion. We say change is hard, or give other people power over our emotions. We say that person is making me feel bad. Or we falsely read other people's minds. We say, I know exactly what that other person is feeling or thinking. I won't give you the questions I would ask to change these distortions into more real information, but what questions would you ask these people? The examples I just gave are natural mechanisms that are happening if we want them or not, so there's no way around them. But to improve our communication, we have to challenge these structures of our mind so we can make better decisions and better actions. By having the technology of communication, the knowledge, knowing the structure, by listening, by asking good questions, we can create wonder, we can create magic, and change the world. We can change the inner world. And I think it's the only world that we ever really need to change. And we can all do it with our own unique communication magic. Thank you.